Hey, what is up everybody? So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Q9-0, or just Zero, from The Mandalorian. Finally got this from GameStop. It took a while for them to ship it out, but I'm just happy to finally have it. And as you can see, it comes in the new style packaging with the beveled side, nice big window. Through the window, you can see Zero and a blaster that is very similar to Boba Fett's EE3, only this one's barrel is a little bit shorter. On that side of the box, you have a great looking picture of Q9-0 there. That is just nice. And got his name down there. Can't tell what this is up at the top, but looks like part of the Razor Crest, and I don't know. It's a cool picture though. On that side of the box, the front window wraps around. You've got a small window on the top of the box. On the bottom, you got the barcode and a whole bunch of stuff no one ever reads. On the back of the box, you got the same picture as the side. You got a short bio in 5 different languages. Zero's number 11 in this Mandalorian line, and you got some more stuff no one ever reads. And I'll just read the bio real quick. It just says, a bug-eyed protocol droid with modified programming, Q9-0, or Zero to his colleagues, operates with precision timing. I'm going to get Q9-0 open. Let's take a look at him. All right, so I got Q9-0 open, and I think I'm just going to call him Zero for the remainder of the video. It's fewer syllables. But let's just take a look at him from head to toe, and we'll start at the very top. He's got this nice little antenna going on up here. That looks nice, and it's not too flexible. I mean, you can bend it, but it's a little more rigid than I thought it would be. Yeah, it looks good. But his face, I mean, it's very praying mantis-like. You got the mandibles down here, nice silver on the eyes. Got some great sculpt going on in here. I mean, that looks really, really good. Love this in here. I mean, the detail is definitely there on the head. I mean, this is great. All this in here is just well done. That's what the back looks like. Got some little doodads back here, some more sculpt, some lines. This looks fantastic. Yeah, I'm loving the head sculpt. That looks really, really good. Yeah, very praying mantis-like. And then moving on to the rest of him, he's got this cool little harness going on. Got these pouches, and the fact that these pouches weren't symmetrical was bugging me at first, but that's how it is in the show. This one hangs a little bit lower, and it's a little crooked compared to these. So this is accurate. So I'm okay with it now. Once I found a picture of it, yeah, that actually looks really good. But you got some little paint detail in there, some browns, some tans on these pouches. These pouches down here are just tan. They're just one solid color. I kind of wish they would have done the same thing up here, down here. But it's okay. I mean, it's got some nice detail, little strap there. Going around, got the belt, got this harness on the back, some more pouches back here. But I mean, everything looks really good. Got a little buckle detail in there, silver there. It looks nice. It's a good looking little harness or webbing, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and this harness is a totally separate piece. It does move all over the place. And his chest has a little bit of weathering here and there, some scratches. And if you lift this up and pull the webbing down, you can sort of see that they did paint some of the wires in here. You got some blues and reds, but on the back, they didn't do anything. It's just gray. So yeah, but if you think about it, you're not going to be looking at the back that often, so it's kind of nice that they took the time to paint just a little bit in there, just little subtle details, but I like it. This is very protocol droid-ish. Got some nice weathering up here, some rustiness, nice red and yellow wires coming down. Forearms look great, nice detail in there. Got a little red wire tucked back there. Got a yellow wire on this side, and some more red and yellow wires back here. This forearm is gold, and I think that looks really, really nice. I love that. Just little subtle details, especially if the light hits it just right. It just comes out. Yeah, that's great. And that's what his back looks like. Nothing too special, just some little details here and there, but it looks really good. And got some other weathering on this shoulder here, some rustiness. Yeah, it looks really good. Sculpt in here. Yeah, the detail is very nice on this. And his lower half is just gray. There is very little scratches. There's no weathering. There's no rust. It's just gray. But all these little hinges look really, really nice. I mean, this looks good. If you go back up to the arm, looking up under there, got a nice hinge, makes him look very droid-like. That looks really good right there. Love this. The lower legs, got some nice detail in there. Looks really, really good. Clear pegs, that's kind of cool. I like that. You can sort of see my hand through the one in the back. Yeah, that's awesome. And some nice detail on the feet too. Got this little thing going on. Again, you got another hinge and clear peg again. You can see my hand through that one. Yeah, and the feet look like that. Got a little bit of detail there. Nothing much going on down there except just lines, but man, what a good looking figure. I love this. This is this is a really, really nicely detailed figure. So let's just look at articulation on 0. So the head, you got some side to side of the head. You've got some tilt at the head, but you also have some tilt at the neck. That is pretty crazy right there. You've got that much down. He can put his chin to his chest, and he can look up that much. The arms go up that far. Now, as far as rotating him around, the shoulder pad is a separate piece, and it is on like a ring. So if you try to rotate, the shoulder pad will move with it, but it does catch. So you have to sort of, yeah, you got to sort of force that to go, but then the shoulder pad gets stuck in the front. So then you have to manually move that up where it belongs. But they do go around, but this, you have to be careful with that. It's held on by a very thin piece of plastic. Yeah, be careful with the shoulder pads. But he does have butterfly joints. That's kind of nice. He's got single jointed elbows that get past 90. He's got a swivel at the elbow. The forearm will also swivel. That's kind of nice. You've got a swivel at the wrist. You've got an up and down hinge on the right that works beautifully. And the left arm has the same swivel points. Got just above the elbow, the forearm, the wrist, and on the left hand you have a side-to-side hinge. You've got some swivel at the waist. Crunches forward just a smidge, not much at all, but he does have some pretty good back. And he's got some pretty good side-to-side tilt. The legs go up that far. The legs go out way far, and it's a shame they didn't do that with Maul, because then you could do that. I mean, that is, it's, oh man, if only you could do this with Darth Maul. The legs go back that far. He's got an upper thigh swivel. You've got single jointed knees that only get just to 90. That hits that little thing right there. Yeah, so that's all you got. But he's got a swivel at the knee. The feet go all the way down, and they just about go all the way up. And you've got some swivel at the ankle. So I must say, pretty good articulation for a droid. And as far as accessories, there's his blaster, a shortened EE3. There's not much to it. It's just a dark gray or black plastic with a little bit of brown back here on the stock. You got some little rivets in there. That looks pretty cool. And the other side is just more of the same. Again, some slight little little things in there, but yeah, there's not a whole lot to it, but it does look pretty cool. And I just thought I would grab Boba Fett's EE3, the one that comes apart, just because it was in a box, easy to grab. But yeah, you can see Zero's EE3 is a little bit shorter. So let's see how Zero holds this blaster. And these are always kind of a pain to get in. His thumb and his fingers are really, really kind of tight. Let's see here. There we go. That goes in pretty well. The thumb does go around. The trigger finger almost makes it to the trigger guard. You can sort of finagle that in there. There we go. That's not too bad. Yeah, trigger finger goes to the trigger. Thumb goes around there nicely. There's no possible way that's going to fall out. And I think he holds that pretty well in one hand. It looks good. And for two-handed aiming, yes, he does have really good articulation, but the length of the stock tends to run into these pouches, so you can't quite get it up to his shoulder to have him aiming down the sights. So you can't quite do this with it, but it's pretty close. I mean, it's not terrible, especially from the side. It doesn't look too bad from that side. It doesn't look too bad. But yeah, the length of the stock is just running into these pouches, so it's kind of hard to get the rifle up to his shoulder. But it's close. It's almost there. But just having it low like this, I think that's a pretty good look, and very similar to this picture. And yeah, that's not a bad look right there. And also, if you have it low versus trying to have it up here, the hand sits on the grip a little bit better, and the trigger finger actually goes through the trigger guard a little bit better. If you try to have the rifle up high, it tends to pull the hand off the grip. So I may just leave it low like this, which is not a bad look at all. And even having it really low, just at a relaxed stance, I think that looks pretty good. I mean, this is it's also very similar to the to the shot in the show. I mean, that looks that looks really good right there. And as far as scale, there he is next to Din Djarin. He's a hair shorter than him. He's a little bit taller than Bo-Katan. He's about the same height as a Tusken Raider. There he is in comparison with Paz Vizsla and Moff Gideon. So he's a good size. He's almost an even 6 inches tall. Yeah, so I think he looks good up there on the shelf. In fact, I didn't really know where to put him because there's no one else from his crew up here. So I just stuck him in between Mando and Bo-Katan. So I don't know. I may kind of move stuff around a little bit, but he looks good on the shelf. So overall, I'm super pleased with this one. I mean, the detail on the head alone is awesome. I mean, I love this in here. All these little lines. I think the eyes look pretty good. The silver, you know, looks nice. All the detail on the side of his head, back here, the antenna. All this looks really, really nice. Even back here, I mean, all these little lines just looks fantastic. Got some little lines on his neck that are pretty cool. The harness looks nice. It's nice that that's a separate piece. It will move a little bit, even though it kind of gets in the way. Try to get the rifle stock up here. These are right in the way, but it's a good looking harness. Loving these wires, all the sculpt in here. Love the gold. So you can rotate this around to where it's on the side, and you know, you can see it a little bit better because this looks really cool right here. I love this gold. And all these little bits in here are nicely done. And even the sculpt on his hands look good. I think the rustiness up here is pretty nice. The shoulder pads are a little fiddly if you want to try to rotate the arms around, and you'd have to be careful because they are just held on just by a thin little piece of plastic. But, you know, they look really good. And the legs, I mean, even though there's no weathering, no rustiness or dirtiness, I think they look great. Very droid-like, especially with these hinges showing. I mean, that just looks really, really good. Love that. So yeah, pretty happy to have this one. I mean, this is a great figure right here. But please comment below, share your thoughts on Zero. I, for one, absolutely love this figure. And if you like videos on Star Wars The Black Series, please consider dropping a like on this video and subscribing to the channel. And please turn on notifications because I'm always posting something. And I just thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.